All right. Hello, everybody. How are we doing? Happy Friday. Another Friday has come and arrived just like that. Another Friday come and gone, or at least come. What is going on? Boop, boop. Hello. Boop. Ah, shit. Not that one. Boop. Welcome to professionalism. Thank you, Raul, for making this amazing little background here. Let me stand up and you can take it, bask in it. Look at that. Isn't that nice? That's nice. It's professional. So it's cool because chat is where? Chat would be here. Where's chat? Why don't I see chat on my screen? I know why. It's because... No. Chat should be right here. Uh-oh. What has happened? Oh, there you are. You need to be up here. In the darkness. There you go. That's not a McDonald's cap. Oh, I see your wink. I see your wink. Okay, who do we have here? Hey, Lugia, what's up? VB, you're here early. Altera, how are you? Eternal Blue Draft, what's up? Kirby, of course. Mellow, Death March. Rustic. Ciao Marco, sto facendo pasta e peperoni, te ne metto un poco da parte. Come vuoi? Mi piacerebbe molto mangiare un po' di pasta e peperoni. Sirent, for that gifty subby. 6 chicken nuggies. Arnoff, how are you? You can lurk, no problem. Hey Paladin, how are you? Now, assuming I did everything correctly, I have added a new macro. Let me see, actually. Does this macro work? It should be working. What? Did I not? You know what? I don't think I ever saved it. Oh my god, I did all that work. Fuck. The macro isn't even here. Oh my god. Son of a bitch. Oh my god. I thought it auto-saved. There's no, like, save button. Ugh. Son of a bitch. Wait, no. Here it is. False alarm. Well, hopefully it pops up during the stream. Sorry, I panicked. I had a panic. Well, it's just my little banner that pops up. Anyway, so we have a busy day as always. Let's go over to my schedule. What a week it's been, chat. What's today? Today's Friday the 17th. It's insane how fast the days fly. I cannot tell a lie. These days fly so fast. So much inventory. So much inventory. I can only imagine. Okay. Let's go! Dusholek. What is this? What is this? What does that do? Thank you. I don't know what this what this power-up reward thing is. It's your grandpa's birthday today? 70. Young. Yes, no, this week was a lot less of me, which is probably for the best, to be honest. I had lots of good filming this week. You've been a dad for a month? Oh my god, amazing. That's great. Wow. Good for you. He plays mainly Far Cry. That's amazing. This week I filmed a non-gamer video on Monday. I filmed a video with Kit and Krista on Tuesday, a Nintendo episode on Tuesday. I filmed a non-gamer Wednesday. And then did I stream on Wednesday? I did. Good morning. I filmed a non-gamer yesterday. Insanely busy. But, you got to be busy. Far Cry is fun though, so I can't blame your grandpa, but that is comical. I enjoy knowing that is something that your grandpa does. That's pretty great. Happy Friday. I'm a little low energy today. Don't know why. I have no idea why I'm low energy. I'm at the point in my life where I don't know, man. I'm middle age type shit, and I don't know why. Waking up multiple times a night, tossing and I don't know. It's all over the place. Well, sometimes we need an outlet. Sometimes we need an outlet. I think part of the reason, no worries, Sumi. Grateful you're here. Frankly, I think part of the reason why I'm not sleeping well is because my dog likes to throw herself onto me during the night. I'll feel like this like 40-pound weight just boom, onto my body. And I'm just like, okay, I guess I'm awake now. Thank you. I'm glad you're comfortable. Hey, Kilu, how are you? So yeah, today we have a pretty straightforward day as always. Oh, for Blasphemous 2? I'm fine, thank you. Is you mentioning being low energy another quip at this point? What do you mean quip? On Patreon? Or you mean just like a statement that I make freely? Sans remorse. Because both, probably. I'm hoping that the music will wake me up. But I don't know. Good morning! Was driving around for work listening to you and Iron Mouse. Won't be chatting much, but I'll be listening. Good morning. I wish I were your dog. Why? Why do you do this to me? Why do you do this to me? Stream died. Hello? Are you still here, chat? Sorry, my whole thing crashed. All right. Okay, cool. Hello. All right, perfect. We're back. Sorry, that was weird. Did I see your message? I don't know. Let me skim up. Probably not. Marco, you have to look up Core 64. They do N64 covers. You know what? It's funny you say that because I just saw them on Instagram the other day doing the N64 GoldenEye theme. So, yes, I have in fact seen them. They're pretty great. Really great. Okay. Really cool. I'm in I'm I think that the song that I recorded for the will be available soon. Speaking of covers, I've been trying to get into the space a little bit more with doing more singing myself. So hopefully yeah, very awesome. The N64, the GoldenEye stuff that I listened to the other day was awesome. Really good. What's on the menu today? What a great question, and what a great segue. Today is all about efficiency. I keep yawning. I'm not bored. I'm so sorry. Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, which of course will be coming out very soon as Final Fantasy Resonance. I'm very excited about Resonance, not gonna lie. Back to turn-based Final Fantasy. Very exciting. I saw some very silly chatter on Twitter about how like people must play it, otherwise Square Enix will never make another turn-based game, and I think that's incredibly stupid. I don't believe that statement whatsoever. Maybe, but I really also don't think that's true. I think if they want to make a mainline turn-based game, they will. I don't think it's going to have any bearing on whether or not Final Fantasy Resonance sells well. I think that's just a way to repurpose a gacha game that they made that wasn't successful enough. And I mean, I think that there is hype around it, there is excitement around it, but I think it's going to be that core group of Final Fantasy fans to begin with. So for me, I'm excited about Final Fantasy Resonance. I wish that Square would stop making really silly decisions like not having upgrade paths for games that have already released on the Switch. That's stupid. I don't know why, other than money. Well, I guess that's the only reason, but I can't fathom why they would think that that's like a smart idea. So sometimes the disconnect from the suits to the player in Square Enix is a great example of this. Is just shocking to me as a person who, like, for the most part enjoys spending money on games. Like, I don't mind microtransactions. I don't mind making purchases. I don't mind spending my money on gaming at all. But you got to be some sort of dumb to not recognize that maybe you just do an upgrade path for people who already fucking own the game. It's crazy that Nintendo, a company that most people describe as greedy, it's just that they're able to do upgrade paths, and people complain about those, which I can kind of, I guess, understand, but not really. But to make you spend another $40 to $60 minimum on a game you already own just to get like a 60 FPS boost is so stupid. It is so dumb. It is so dumb. It's short. Yeah, short-term gain is better, I guess, than long-term trust. But it's so incredibly foolish. I mean, again, like I say, I come from a perspective of like a person who I enjoy spending money. I really do. Like, I've got no problem with spending my money where I want to spend it when it comes to gaming. I'm not anti microtransaction. I'm not anti spending money on games. I enjoy buying skins. Marvel Rival, like, I enjoy that. It's fun for me to own those things, or own them. But that is definitely a degree of incredible stupidity that I truly like can't believe. It is very dumb. Hey, Vanyar. I'm not gonna watch the Woowa concert yet because I don't know if I'm going. So I need to sort of assess that, but I'm not gonna watch it yet. Have I listened to any Asura's Wrath? There's like copyright issues with Asura's Wrath, so unfortunately I can't. I'm not gonna probably be able to engage with a lot of that online anyway. They enjoy gaining my money. It's true. I enjoy giving them my money. It's a win-win. So today, yes, there is a concert tomorrow in Thailand for Square Enix. That's right. And yes, the Arknights concert does come out tomorrow. Yes, I'm going to try to do it next week myself. because that's like an annual tradition at this point that we watch that concert. So that's on my list for sure. I have not heard what Sony's doing with Crunchyroll. Tickets are on sale in my region. I just don't like telling people where I will be because reasons. So I don't enjoy. I don't share if I go to things. If you see me there, you see me. If you don't, you don't. That's kind of a hard rule I had to enact just due to some weirdness. They're doubling down, deciding to limit hard copies of anime they stream. Elaborate on that. But yes, ticket sales are available. I developed a problem with gacha games, so I had to cut them off completely. Thankfully, I'm not much of a sunk cost fallacy guy. Yeah, totally, 1000%. I agree. That's why I only play Wuthering Waves at this point. It's the only one I feel like supporting because the urge to spend on all of them is very, very large for me. So I have to make sure that I put my money in a place that I feel is deserving of it. And that's why I can't play the other ones. It's not as simple. It's not as easy for me to be like, just be free to play. Not possible. That urge and instinct is way too strong. I have a Game Spot article. Can I send it? No, let's not. We're gonna end up becoming. I don't know. It's okay. I don't want to become a news like shitty thing happening in the gaming world channel. There's enough of that. That is shitty though. Sony can do digital only if yeah, I know, right? I'm not in the concert now. FOMO, yeah, gotchas suck, but I'm in awe of the kind of brain which keeps up with like fucking 5 gotchas. Yeah, Crows plays 4. Let's keep things on topic, exactly. So anyway, speaking of topics, what's up, Nonstop? Music news. Densha Attack is pretty great. Very fun. I've been really enjoying it. There's a Fallout roadmap? Confirmed? Wait, what's FH? Forza Horizon 3? Fallout New Vegas is confirmed? Remaster? Glorp. Glorp. Yeah, confirmed. While we're not announcing any dates today, we have been working on remasters for both Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. How about them apples? Great. 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 A note from Bethesda Game Studios. We love making these worlds as you love playing in them. Today we want to share what's next for Bethesda Game Studios and what you can expect from us in the years ahead. Okay. I don't care about that. Starfield will continue. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Okay. The future of Fallout. Fallout is one of the biggest priorities. Fallout 5 remains our long-range destination, and we have multiple Fallout projects in active development. Fallout 76 continues to be home for millions of players. A prequel story to Fallout 3 is coming for that. Fallout 4 celebrated 10 years. Okay. Well, we're not announcing any dates today. We have been working on remasters for both Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. Great. I can finally play both of those. I've never played either one. I would very much like to. The Elder Scrolls 6 and Fallout 5 on Creation Engine 3. Starfield launch. Okay, Fallout 5 is currently in pre-production. Elder Scrolls 6 is our primary and developmental focus today. The majority of our team currently working on the next chapter of the franchise. The next chapter is on its way, where we planned to be loving how it looks and playing it every day. Across Bethesda, we're building the future Fallout, the Elder Scrolls, and Starfield. We're investing in our technology. They don't mention anything about Elder Scrolls Online, though, huh? Poor Elder Scrolls Online. Are we back a meter? We are so back, yes. All right, cool. That's great. No, they said that they're working on it, so that's good. Okay. I think we're ready to start. If it's like Oblivion's, you'll pass. Damn. I enjoy Oblivions. Mofo me. All right, so today's game plan, chat. Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, Civ 6, Radiant Historia. Ooh, we got some good stuff today. Rhythm Tengoku, Blackrock Shooter the Game, Fire Emblem Fates, Persona 5 Royal, my favorite, of course. Honkai Star Rail. We'll do Spyro 2. Well, Sonic Adventure. Sensible Soccer 2006. Interesting. Probably land on Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. Pokemon Black and White. Memento Mori. Puppeteer. And Honkai Impact 3rd. That's today's plan. Pretty nice list here today. I'll try to move at a reasonable pace. I can't get over looking at this. This thing is really nice. See, I want Of the Devil. If you want Of the Devil, I'll play Of the Devil. Hi, Joey. How are you? In terms of music news, though, Densha Attack, very good. Very good soundtrack. Probably, honestly, if I think about the year, there's a couple things. There's a couple things that have come out. Okay. There's a couple things that have come out this year that I think are really interesting in terms of soundtrack. But I have to say, I've been somewhat stuck on like thinking about what has come out this year that I've really been blown away by soundtrack wise. And I guess Dead as Disco was great. Dead as Disco would definitely be on my list of great soundtracks of the year. Probably Densha Attack is after that. First Light had a good soundtrack, but I wouldn't say it was necessarily memorable. Resident Evil Requiem is like probably right now is still like that, and Dead as Disco are currently 10 out of 10s for me for this year. But I don't think that Resident Evil Requiem is going to be nominated for any sort of soundtrack of the year award. Hi Koala. Let's see. I'm trying to think of what else. There was another game that came out recently, gosh, that I'm hearing great things about, and I haven't been able to take a listen to it. And that's, I want to listen to the soundtrack to Schrodinger's Call, which apparently is one of the best games of the year. Where is this game? I bought it, but then I didn't. We still have, obviously, Final Fantasy Resonance. We still have Ace Combat, of course. Stone Machia. Stone Machia is a game, an indie game made by one person who also developed it, and it's like a pseudo chess, like Souls-like esque. I should get back to playing this actually. This is all made by one person apparently. Of course, Mina the Hollower is very good, yes. Yeah, I didn't vibe with it either, actually, but... Yeah, but then also, that's true, we do have Castlevania Down the Bend. There's a lot of stuff that's backloaded here in the fall, so I'll be curious to see where we land. You know, we still have Star Wars Racer, which will have a pretty neat soundtrack. Yeah, Dead as Disco, the boss tracks are original stuff. but the rest of it is definitely licensed, and of course, like, you know, Maniac and so on and so forth. But I still thought, as a total package, both the soundtrack and the music, both the soundtrack and the gameplay, I thought that Dead is Disco was incredibly fun. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I mean, Halo randomly could be one of the soundtracks of the year. Maybe. But otherwise, yeah, it's been. I wouldn't say we've had like a standout year. I mean, Forza's good, but Forza was okay in terms of its soundtrack. But I don't think that's gonna stand on its own. Mina the Hollower, is a great soundtrack. I could see that being nominated. Or it definitely is one of the better soundtracks of the year. You know, Heroes of Might and Magic Olden Era might actually be up there as well. I haven't played enough to really say, but if it borrows from that Heroes formula, I think that's great. What else has come out this year? Oh, Vampire Crawlers, that's a great soundtrack. Pragmata soundtrack was good, but I think good in context, but I would say, for me personally, fairly forgettable out of context. Not that I finished it, but I know there are some really great tracks in the back half. Oh, I suppose Gothic. The remake of Gothic has some pretty interesting music as well, but again, nothing that's really coming to mind that's like standing out to me. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, Mouse PI had a very good soundtrack. Mouse PI had a nice soundtrack. Screamer had a great soundtrack. Yeah. So there's some, but no. Oh, Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, definitely. Crimson Desert, less so. Marathons is very unique. Marathons is very unique, so I could see that. Yeah, Esoteric Ebb, as we've heard from this channel sometimes, is very good as well. But yeah, otherwise nothing's really like screamed to me. Oh, the Diablo 4 expansion had incredible music. Of course, Mugenics is very good, although not my cup of tea. But as a product, Hades 2 is this year as well. So I could, isn't it? Is it? Yes, it is. What's my personal pick for a favorite? I'd probably have to give it honestly to probably Rhythm Heaven. Densha Attack has some really great standout tracks, although the whole thing is produced insanely well. Demon Tides does have a great soundtrack. Hades 2 is Darren Korb, yep. I'm not sure. Mio has a beautiful soundtrack, although that's sad about. I think the studio closed down actually. I think Monster Hunter Stories 3 is also very good. Dragon Quest 7, these. Sectori has a good soundtrack. Well, I don't think this came out this year though. No, I don't think it did. Neo 3. I was about to say Neo 3, but no. Yeah. In terms of non-gacha, right? Like if we separate those categories, yeah. Just talking about music that's come out this year that's been good. In terms of live service, Warframe is up there as always. Wuthering Waves is up there, especially this year with this most recent with 3.0 patch. Genshin could be up there with the Snezhnaya stuff. Marvel Rivals continues to put out really good music that no one talks about or cares about, which is unfortunate. Should probably do a video on that. Black Flag Resynced has great sea shanties that they improved on. Yeah, but we have a ton of games coming out in the fall that could be great. Tokon's coming out in August. That's going to have a really cool soundtrack. What I've heard from Tokon is really like the Iron Man theme was super glam rock. Yeah. Well, Forza has got lovely music. It's just complicated. Hi, Izzy. How does requesting work? How does requesting song Patreon wise? Because I'm not currently signed up. So you'll sign up, and then what'll end up happening is you'll be added at the end of the list next week. So Next week is the last of the month. You'll end up at the bottom of the list, and then we'll just grab it at the end. Ocarina of Time, of course. I'm curious about the Avatar music as well. I'm pretty excited about Avatar as a game, although I'll get my ass absolutely beat. Actually, has this little banner popped up at all today? I set a macro for it, but I haven't seen it yet. I don't know if it popped up while I was talking. Anyway, I think we're ready to start. Just give me 2 seconds and we'll dive in. Some updates too, I guess. I'm going to start. Hey, Mordecai. Avatar does look fun, yeah. You should check out Zero Parades. Yeah, it's not my type of game, but I purchased it. I'll be doing a cover of a Deltarune track, which I'm really excited about. I hope Beast of Reincarnation is good as well. I was wondering, what is your top 5 games this year? That I've played this year? Let's see. That are not from this year, or that I've been that are specific to 2026. Not Flower Man. It's something else. You know, Marco, thanks for reading my name on a day like this. It means a lot. I'm sorry. I left watching streams a long time ago, but whenever I see your notifications, I immediately want to join. I love watching you play games and talk about music. You add new things that I don't know or never seen into my life. You're welcome. My pleasure. From this year, Black Flag Resynced. I haven't been able to really sink too many hours into it, but I've enjoyed it. Of course, Wuthering Waves, I always enjoy. This is Magic the Gathering Arena. I've crossed 30 hours on that guy. Guilty Gear Strive. Oh, from this year. Sorry. So I guess from this year. Let's see. From this year, it's got to be. You know, I haven't played a lot of games that have come out this year, have I? And I can't do live service, so I won't count those. Fuck, what have I played this year? Hold on. I think Resident Evil Requiem is still my 10 out of 10. Resident Evil Requiem so far is my favorite game of the year. Dead as Disco is number 2. Are those the only 2 games I played in 2026? That's crazy. Did I actually go full bald? Yes. Yes, Code Vein 2, I know. I know Roger really. I know he got into it as well. I'm obsessed. I play it every day. I'm gonna go to the local game store in 2 weeks, or maybe even next week with my T'Challa deck, my Wakanda Forever deck. What's a game that I keep thinking about but will never play again? Oh my god. Lately, it's Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, because I can never. Every time I try to play it, I can't play with anybody. Like, the servers it takes forever to load into a match with other players. So, and I could just take the NPCs, but that's so much less fun for me. So I think about it all the time, but I just don't think I'm ever going to get back to it, even though I want to. Eugenics is super funky. I wish I liked it a little bit more. Do I think I'll ever go back to NTE? Probably not, Baron. No, yeah, but games that came out this year, Monolith. Wuthering Waves updates have been amazing for me, so I mean, I would count those. Rhythm Heaven's up there, yeah. I only played 5 hours of Pragmata. It was overwhelming for me, so I stopped. Just ask chat. I know. I could just stream it. It's true. I think it overloaded me though. I don't know, something about Pragmata, like shooting and then also playing the other part, like just made my brain hurt. In terms of games that I've played this year, we have Twilight Princess, Minish Cap. Hold on, it's like and then we'll get started. I didn't mean to. This has spun out. You guys like to talk though, and I like to listen. Oh, you know what? Star Fox is on here. Star Fox N64. Yeah, I think it's So I played Twilight Princess. That was a 9 out of 10 for me. Who wants to listen to old music anyway is a potential title for a video on old music. Minish Cap was I think this is actually dropped down over time. I think Minish Cap is charming, but I think it's actually a 7.5 because the gameplay was sort of annoying. Super Mario Galaxy. Oh, yeah, Super Mario Galaxy was fun, but I didn't love the 3D aspects of it, so I gave that an 8 out of 10. Wuthering Waves probably bumped up to a 9 now with the most recent update. Kena Bridge of Spirits was an 8 out of 10 for me. Halo 2, 7.5. I just don't care about Halo. Super Mario 3D Land was a 9.5 out of 10 for me. Requiem was a 10 out of 10 for me. Love Requiem. Resident Evil 7 was an 8.8 out of 10. I can't remember why. Monster Hunter Stories 3 just didn't land. 7.5 out of 10. Xenoblade Chronicles 9.4 out of 10. Dead as Disco was a 10 out of 10. When I say 10 out of 10, these are games that I could like play multiple times or play, incessantly. Ocarina of Time was a 9.5 out of 10. Crimson Desert was a 7.5 out of 10. Kingdom Hearts 1 was a 9 out of 10. I'm not going to include Chain of Memories. Obviously, I didn't play it. First Light was a 007 out of 10. And Star Fox 64 was also a 7 out of 10. That playthrough aged poorly in my mind. And then Star Fox the remake, I just didn't play it nearly as much as I thought I was going to play. Oh, there's a new update. I'm going to wait a little bit longer. But anyway, yeah, so that's... Where's the Xenoblade? The reason why it was a 9.4 is that it was a little bit annoying because the space was so big, so you had to go from point 8. Well, now they updated it with that bike, so maybe it's a 9.7 out of 10. Yeah, negative. I thought I was going to like it too, but what I ended up not liking about it, well, 7 out of 10 isn't bad. The reason why I didn't like it was because it was too on the rails. So in the end, I felt limited by it, which is odd. But I enjoyed parts of it for sure. I don't think I ever really play like games that I really don't like. Forza, I'm sorry, Forza's on there, but I haven't finished it, so it's hard to say. But Forza is also a 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed Forza, what I played, the 25 hours I played. Of course you can. Yeah, you're right. Maybe I'll bump Xeno to a 9.5. I am playing Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Final Fantasy 6 hasn't finished yet, but that's a very easy. Final Fantasy 6 I think is going to land. I think Final Fantasy 6 is probably going to land at like a 9. It might actually land at a 10. But 10 is like, I want to play this again and again and again. And it's like the best thing that's ever been made. What's up, Rhyme? I think I'll end up with a 9 out of 10 on. I think I'll end up on a 9 out of 10. If Final Fantasy 9 is a 10 out of 10, my most beloved game ever made, then I think Final Fantasy 6, once it's done, and I'm enjoying it, so now I'm in the second half of the game, like, the second half, I'd say it's a 9 out of 10. Someone asked what I think about the Star Trek cards in Magic. It's fine. I won't be involving myself in any of that. No problem with Universes Beyond. But Star Trek, I just give so little shits about any of that. So I won't engage in any of that Star Trek stuff at all. The Hobbit, I'm excited about. Kingdom Hearts 2, I don't know where that will land just yet. It may be lower than Kingdom Hearts 1. It just depends. Or it might be the same, but 9 out of 10. I'm enjoying it. Yeah, there are things that are annoying about it. But there were things that were annoying about Kingdom Hearts 2. So I think Kingdom Hearts will be more about the total package. So we'll see where we land. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, so we'll see where we land. Anyway, that's enough yapping. Will I watch The Odyssey? Yes, we're going to go next week, I think. The Odyssey's funny because it's that prime example of the loud internet just being, yeah, blah, 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 blah. And then people see it and they're freaking the fuck out and loving it and obsessed with it. And the critics and the review and the audience both love it. At least the initial audience. We'll see how it pans out as it continues. But so much discourse over The Odyssey and people are going nuts about it, or at least saying that it's a good movie. 8 to 9 out of 10. I didn't care for Oppenheimer too much, mostly just boring. But Interstellar is like probably one of my top 10 movies ever made. I've seen that so many times. Hello, is there a video coming with the lame boss but epic music post? Yes, Scoobliz. Yes, I have to film it. But yes, my intention is to get that filmed next week. My wife was excited for Oppenheimer and she asked me to turn it off after 4. Yeah. So we did a back-to-back. My poor wife with ADHD was so overloaded, but we saw Barbie on Friday or Saturday, and then we saw Oppenheimer on Sunday. This is the last time I was in the theater. Was for Barbenheimer. Horn Lady, Rachel, yeah, she's great. Prestige, I've never seen The Prestige. I really need to see it. I did see Barbenheimer. You had to. It was like a once in a lifetime. Yeah, I mean, Oppenheimer wasn't bad. I love World War II like as a subject, but I was almost a history teacher, but wow, that is a very meaningful last time in the theater for the Fast and the Furious movie where they went into space. I'm sorry. The last time I was in the theater was Spider-Man. Every Spider-Man movie, my ass is seated in a theater. I don't care. That is a must because I love Spider-Man so much. He's my favorite. He's my favorite superhero.
I have been giving money to a stranger for 8 months straight and yet still do not know why.
You don't know why? Do you want to talk about it? Do you want to talk about why you don't know why? That's funny. I appreciate your support. I subbed at some point, but I do not remember it whatsoever. How can I earn your continued sub? I guess the answer is no. For what? Rainbow Sugar. You hated both? I've heard great things about Hail Mary. I need to see it. Hacksaw Ridge. Is that the one with Andrew Garfield and he's the medic? I pay you money because it's funny. Hey, Finn. I do not plan on canceling it. But at least let me earn it. Yeah, Hacksaw Ridge is great. Yeah, I will see it, BB. I know it's on my list. Let's listen to some music. I think we're ready to go. Although, I love when you guys get animated and ask questions and talk. So, have I seen Sisu? I don't even know what Sisu is, so no. Music. Finn, I saw you randomly on some YouTube comments yelling at people. I want you to know. I saw you in some random like corner of YouTube yelling at somebody about Ace Combat and how they were, I don't know, being stupid. I was like, I know this person. This person's in my comment section. You were yelling at somebody. You were baiting them. You were rage baiting this person who was basically complaining about Ace Combat or something. And you're like, well, you sound fun at parties. I read it and I was like, I know that name is, I know that name. Scrolled by. Yes, then I have seen Hacksaw Ridge. It's very good. I don't know, but I think I don't love the folks that still say that Belka did nothing wrong, but whatever. Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. Those of you that are keeping track at home, this will soon be Final Fantasy Resonance, which is the most recent turn-based Final Fantasy is coming out. You can react to Dark Dream ending song to my favorite show if you really insist, but do not sweat it. I like your beard and that's enough. Well, unfortunately, I can't do shows. And also we have a list, so I can't do that either. But I guess the beard will have to do. The beard is enough. Okay. Here we go. Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. Moment of recall from Leo. Swag's hat is awesome. Thank you. Etsy. Not AI. But I have to obligatorily show you my purchase that now I will forever not buy from. I will never buy from Etsy for shirts again unless I can verify. Pretty dope, right? Pretty cool, right? Gandalf the White. Fucking AI. Had no idea. Gen AI. Can't wear that shirt. Annoyed. Here but in a meeting. No worries. Upgraded to Turn Dot just for the month to hype up Resonance. Yay. That shit was $20. I was stressing over what song for you to analyze, but ultimately I thought, what better track than the iconic? I'm gonna donate it. Don't worry. I'm gonna send it to. I'm gonna send it to the Philippines. Did I spot the AI? No, I used like Google's. I used Google's AI tool to circle. I circled, with my finger, and I did like a back reference, and then I asked. It's not a good picture anyway. Well, I thought it was a good picture. I asked it. I asked it if it was AI, and it confirmed it was AI. I was stressing over what song for you to analyze, but I thought, what better track than the iconic main menu? From a long-time player, there is so many memories and moments packed into this simple little song that us veteran players spent years listening to. I cannot wait for Resonance. I hope you are just as hyped as Resonance as I am. I'm very hyped for Resonance. Yes, I'm extremely hyped for Resonance. The Etsy AI plague is especially annoying since Etsy is supposed to be the handmade site. Well, exactly my point. Am I hyped for Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave? I'm not a big Fire Emblem guy, but I'll play it. I'm excited about the music. And yeah, I agree. I mean, like, this is, what's up, Luna? Like, this is hand stitched. And I even asked the guy if he could potentially do a stitching of some Ace Combat stuff. But he has every single Monster Hunter weapon, and I just think it's so minimal and so classy and so cool. Now, I don't know if this is AI, but I love this too, because this is Calcifer from Howl's Moving Asshole, and I'm pretty sure. I mean, when I say AI, I mean it theoretically could be an AI image, but I mean the machine has to embroider it as such. So, and like, I don't think this is clearly like, well, you can't see it because of the green screen, but this is gorgeous. Zelda's Lullaby. They have the ocarina notes. I mean, like, this is the kind of, like, this is a conversation. I buy hats that are conversation pieces. Maybe not so much the Magic the Gathering hat. I just wanted that because I love Magic the Gathering now. But anyway, all right, let's get started. Howl's Moving Castle. Hey, AFK. Howl's Moving Castle? What did you think I said? Okay. Every time I make a clip, the stream dies. I've spent so much time trying to fix that the other day. Looks like I have to go and try to fix it again. God damn it. We're back. Just in case you guys had any issues. Sorry about that. Did it hiccup for you guys? Sorry, my fault. No, it's me. It's doing something with the bitrate whenever I use my... It's fine. Well, I could just say, Twitch, clip that. And then Twitch will clip it, and then I can grab it. It's fine. All right, let's get started. I'm really excited about Final Fantasy Resonance. Let's dive in. No, it's me. It should be a different song. No, it's alright. I'll fix it. Final Fantasy Brave Exvius main theme should be. This one, Leo? Oh, Moment of Recall? I'm sorry, guys. Here we go. No, it's okay. Oh. I love that they went down like that. I think I've heard this before. It's so beautiful. My God, it's so beautiful, isn't it? There are a couple things I want to talk about and rewind to do so. But the one thing I want to mention is my favorite part of the song is when the piano is doing one thing and then the harp is underneath, right? And then they every time we play a chord, the harp, arpeggiates into that chord, and it's so beautiful. It feels like it's a constant kind of coming together and reconnecting and unifying in that sound. Very simple piece, really, when you really think about it. And I think that really works unbelievably well. I mean, if you start at the very beginning, and we'll just spend a couple minutes on the first half of this, well, because it repeats anyway, so it doesn't matter. Right there, prime example. You hear this? See that? So subtle, right? Piano, harp, excellent, right? I also really appreciate where we are in the range. So here is interesting. I love that too because it's very singable. It's very easy. It's very straightforward. And it's very gentle, and I think it's the kind of thing where you, as a main theme, nice beard, homie. Thanks, bro. As we in the main theme, main themes can be so many different things, right? And the fact that this chooses to be sort of a contemplative piece, kind of I think sets the bar for. I think like where we're going in the story itself, right? Like, yes, there's boss themes, of course. Yes, we just heard like a little sample of like an electric guitar and so on and so forth. But like, it's the intention here is one of reflection, and obviously the incorporation of the crystal theme, is always a delight. Hearing where that is there, it's such a key component of the Final Fantasy series for those of us that know it, but it's also beautiful for those that don't know it. And note that we get lower in the piano, so ba bum bum. And I think that grounding energy is pretty cool because it's actually really hard to pick out when we're listening. I think the thing that we're probably gonna, well, you tell me, chat, what is the thing that you hear the most? I know several of you are at work and you're doing other things, so don't be stressed about answering. But like for those of you that are like kind of chilling close to a computer, like what is it that you hear first? What stands out to me? It says YouTube featured under my image and title. What does that mean? You hear the harp? You hear the harp first? Briam, briam. Oh, so you don't hear the piano first. You hear the harp first. Okay, so some of you hear the harp. Some of you hear the piano. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, they're in a similar space, sonorally and note-wise, and so you kind of hear those things conjoined, right? Which is pretty interesting. Well, what's interesting to me too is that we have this arpeggiation in the harp, and what I find particularly beautiful about this is that as the harp is rolling that arpeggiation into the chord that the piano makes, the piano actually kind of meanders off on its own, and the piano is the thing that is filling in the gap of the chord, right? So you have the chord, you have chord, 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 right? In between, listen. Right? Chord, chord, boom, chord, boom, chord, boom, chord. You hear all that piano in between though? And then the strings come in. So, and again, then we pick up in tempo, then we pick up and we start to move. Da 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 ya da dee da 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 da. And you hear how this little motivic idea is very different from the previous one. What happens, guys? We pick up in tempo, we build momentum, and we obviously increase in strings and in texture and in volume and in instrumentation, right? Gorgeous, right? And what that does is it says, I will quietly move towards that light. I will quietly move towards this action. It's not like I stand up and I'm going for it. No, it's the opposite. It says, okay. It takes a breath and it goes. And I find that really beautiful because it could sharply move in a different direction, but instead it chooses to be aligned with the piano part that we just heard in the beginning with the harp, moving into and stepping into oneself or one singular goal or purpose. And that's lovely, isn't it? Because it doesn't need to be big. It doesn't need to be boisterous. It just needs to have an intention and a specificity. And the thing is, like everything I just said, you could describe that for a different piece of music, the exact same words I used, but the composers will choose different instrumentation to articulate that action and that desire and that momentum, right? So it's beautiful, a lovely piece. And selfishly, because I'm a big Final Fantasy guy, we're gonna watch this because I want to. Let me lower that volume though.
What if Final Fantasy
Fuck! There's the main theme right there.
had
But with
continued
oboes.
to push the limits of pixel art? Final Fantasy Resonance.
So they remix it in the remake. Is that Golbez?
Experience a classic tale of Christmas
Patreon never
with a
worked
new
for me, so I
twist.
guess I could use this to recommend King's Hill. Ace
Adventure
Combat
with the
X is not
protagonist
that
Ren
subject.
and his
Thank you,
party
Finn.
of unforgettable
Now
allies.
let's march under the flag of the Wild Rose!
Every step of the journey
Yes.
unfolds in stunning HD 2D.
Wow.
Explore exotic locations. Visit vibrant towns
Wow.
and villages.
I think they're putting their whole ass into this.
And delve into dangerous dungeons.
Come. Give me your all!
But be warned, fearsome foes await at every turn.
So,
We get a little taste of that battle theme there.
Your skills and magic to the test.
This is like Final Fantasy VI with the larger sprites.
It will be rather painful.
And summon
Wow.
espers to your aid.
Oh my god, Odin looks badass.
A new age of pixel art starts here.
Dare you to keep up with my blade? You're insane!
Oh my god, look at Bahamut. Holy shit.
Heroes resonate across.
Was that Nova Flare? What, it was a Nova Flare? No, is that what it's called?
Final Fantasy Resonance.
Nova Flare? No.
Available October 22nd.
Shit, I can't remember the name of that. Anyway, that trailer was fucking awesome. Let's see. You often say move, and we in fact call a piece of classical music a movement. Isn't music more about time than space, though? Do we put space onto time through our ears or habit? You often say move, And we, in fact, call a piece of classical movement classical music a movement. Isn't music more about time? Oh boy. I mean, but that's an interesting question. I think when we talk about music, I mean, music is about time. In that, that's a very interesting question. The first thing that comes to mind when I think about that question is the idea that because we have recording technology, because we have technology and we have the ability to listen to things whenever we please, I think sometimes what ends up happening is we are stripped of the sort of limited. Oh, that's a very good question. I mean, it is about time because pieces are X length and so on and so forth. But when I say move and movement, what I mean is rhythm. And thing is, if you have a piece that's 5 minutes long, it's still, and ideally it has a beginning and an end. How we get to each segment of a piece, that is the rhythm. That is the movement to get to whatever parts of the song, right? We could go slowly, we can go fast, we can go moderately, average pace, whatever. But there are certain like beats within, not beats like beats per minute, but like there are certain like beats in a song where ideally something will pivot or something will shift, or there's like a new instrumentation, or there's a new texture, a new colorization, and so on and so forth. So when we say, when a piece is a movement, I mean, it's a very interesting question. I don't know that anybody's ever thought about. I'm sure they have, but like to that degree, it's a very interesting question, because what does a movement really mean? That's a great question. When the guys were writing out, movement 1 through 5, are they saying, well, that's the movement? They're not thinking about the definition of movement, to move, to go from point A to point B. They're probably thinking just the different levels of a piece and how it evolves. But evolution is movement. Does that make sense? I think it's very interesting. I also think it's Zeta Flare, excuse me. I also think that ultimately, it's one of those. This isn't a cop-out answer, but I think it's more to do with the fact that it's an amorphous answer that has no specific, actual concrete. Like, there's no concrete way to define this because there's no definition. I'm trying to approach it with words, philological, the distance between the meaning of themes, topics, and ancient Greek word of topoi. I mean, that's very interesting. I do not know. Well, hold on. New to classical music, and I keep hearing the term movement. What does it mean? And is there anything I can listen to get a clear idea of what they are? And basically, it's a section or part of a larger work. I mean, yeah, at its basic core, that's what it is, right? Maybe think of it like a song. There are 4 movements. The first movement is usually in sonata form. Don't even ask because I'm not so sure on form. Then slow movement, then a fast movement, then a finale movement, right? But why are they called movements, though? Movement of a classical work is basically the equivalent to a chapter of a book or story. Same book, different section, could be the same style or not, could be quite different in tone or not. Most authors have a common number of chapters, usually 3 or 4 movements, but there's no rule about having more or less. This is why it's generally discouraged to applaud between movements. The story isn't finished. Obviously, not everyone knows this, so no judgment from me, but the next time you applaud. Movement is a term used to refer to formal sections of many types of works. Yeah, but see, but this is like, so this is like the definition of a movement, but we're talking about like, why did they even bother to call it a movement to begin with? Movements are typically self-contained in that they have a clear beginning, middle, and end, and could be performed independently. Tone poems tend to be one large movement, right? Because they're telling a story through like a large, like a 12-minute thing. Yeah, I mean, so all those folks are defining it. Hey Miyato, no. So it's just you can choose a song the subsequent month if one song gets picked, the other one doesn't. So for Tosca tier, you get 2 suggestions, and then unless you highlight one, I'll pick one or the other. It's just a way of like, hey, I've got these 2 songs that I like. Let's have you listen to them, and I pick whichever one. That's how that works. So the Tosca tier specifically, you list 2, and then I'll just pick one or the other, basically, unless you specify with the orange highlight, hey, I want Marco specifically to listen to this. And then the second song, you could either suggest that for the next stream, the subsequent month, or we just wipe and reset. So it's there's flexibility in it. I don't really know why we chose to do it. I chose to do it that way, but I did, because I don't know, maybe that was a stupid idea. I guess choice. But that's how that works. All right, Civ 6. We just did one song so far. Cree theme, Atomic Era. We talk a lot about looking to music from an emotional perspective, and among the musical traditions that evoke that best for me, it is that of the North American indigenous musical traditions. The Atomic Era version of the Cree people's theme is a divine combination of powerful vocal performances and modern production that utilizes traditional call and response singing to its fullest. The instruments call, the humans respond. What up, Death Rock? We're over an hour and still just on one song. Well, I like to start the stream with an hour of chatter, and then we pop in. Back in the day, I think the second song was If We Have Time. Oh, is that why? Everyone's first choice, but it was years ago. Yeah, this thing is iterated so many times. I think we finally found an iteration that actually stuck. For now. Have I listened to Sheik's theme in any videos so far? Well, Jordan, I played Ocarina of Time, so I haven't listened to it in a video. That said, Sheik's theme is glorious. I might like to do a sit down of the Ocarina of Time soundtrack closer to when the remaster comes out, probably just for the sake of continuity. Yeah, Acadian, totally. Hey Mo. I saw you posted on the Elden Ring Midro Lord of Frenzy Flame vocal remake. How did I like it? I can't remember. Did I say something positive? Was I hype? In one ear, out the other, but I enjoyed what I listened to at the time, clearly. Enough to comment. You're engulfed in the Canada fire smoke? Be safe. I was distracted looking at trans resources that I'm educating myself on what I may be soon in for. By all means. Don't worry about being late. Happy reading, I guess. Good? Yes? Yes, so this is quite curious to me because why did I say that? Quite curious. I'm a fucking loser. This is quite curious to me as I process this. Very interesting. It's very sophisticated. What the fuck? Twitch clip that. What a loser. The beginning here is really interesting. So it has the momentum. It has the momentum. The mobile version of Final Fantasy 14 just got canned, to anyone's surprise. Did anyone expect a Final Fantasy 14 on mobile to do well? I didn't, personally. but I guess I'm just a curmudgeon. As this begins, this is very interesting because it retains this rhythmic structure of what we would perceive of as a traditional indigenous American song with momentum and so on and so forth. But underneath, there's a very small hint of that atomic era. There's a small hint of that kind of progress and so on and so forth. That evolution. No, I never thought that 14 would do well. PC works perfectly fine. Final Fantasy 14 on PC? What's wrong with that? That's like where it's supposed to be. I mean, Guild Wars Reforged is on mobile now, and apparently that's gone well, but 14, I never envisioned 14 successfully on mobile. I couldn't keep up with the costs. Not yet, Koyo. Because I may be attending, so I don't want to spoil myself. That's interesting. So we retain the momentum. Doom, ticka doom, ticka doom, ticka doom, ticka doom. Wait, there's a lot of doubling in this too, which is really interesting. Yeah. So it sounds like piano and flute are doubling each other there. Which I think adds a layer of strength. And then we pivot over to the horns. Whoa. There you go. One of the most amazing things about this piece that I was just enjoying so much as I sat back and listened was the fact that, not dissimilarly to the Arabia theme, this theme, it reminds me of that poem. Do Not Go Gentle Into That Good Night by Dylan Thomas. And the reason why I say that is because as it progresses, it starts kind of quiet and it builds up to this this big pivot and this big momentum when the voices come in. And I think it's like shit tons of doubling. So much melody focus, so much momentum in this. And it felt to me that this was a crying out, you don't have a phone? All right. That is not something you read every day. How? A mobile phone. You don't have a mobile phone? That's crazy, bro. Oh my God. That's impressive. I'll give you credit. But this whole thing, when this sorry, that caught me off guard so bad. I love it. Sorry. Bro, it is unfettered by the App Store. I love it. Okay, so listen. The first minute, we have the churn of the atomic era approaching fast. You get that wonderful right there. And then we click in, right? And the chant and the power around that feels to me like they are pushing back and resisting and facing down the atomic era. They're exchanging they're challenging it. They're in one perspective. In another perspective, this music could easily be saying we embrace it. It just depends on what your perspective is, right? But like in your like frame of reference. But for me, that chant feels very much like it's saying, you know, do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and rave at close of day. Rage against the dying of the light. And it's saying, I don't give a shit about the atomic era. I'm not going to forego my connection to the world, my connection to nature, my connection to my soul and my spirit and the mother nature and you know, all the things that I know because of advancements of technology. And I find that to be pretty bold, mostly because it's transfixing. It puts us in a trance, and it washes over us, and we can't shake it. Like there's a real like power in this. You know, that concept of that indomitable power of the human spirit, I think comes very much through in this piece. It's very beautiful. It's very beautiful, and yeah, that's great. I really enjoyed that piece. And really, there's not a single Civ track that I've heard that I don't like. So, all right, Radiant Historia, Mechanical Kingdom, Fjord. Good timing. Welcome in. Opening town theme for the original JRPG involving a real-clad time traveler. Wait, Chrono's a redhead. Does Chrono Trigger also count? Seems all these time-traveling games like their red protagonists. Protagonists. And this is Radiant Historia. That's what, on the 3DS. Wait, isn't this Yoko Shimomura? Tom, weren't we just talking about this? No, I need to know. Yeah, we were. Okay, yeah, it is Yoko Shimomura. That's so funny. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Yeah, Yoko Shimomura, Radiant Historia. Cool. Was this the track you played for me, Tom, the other day? That's funny. First town theme, huh? Mechanical Kingdom. So note how so the momentum of the Mechanical Kingdom in here is in this. It's pretty interesting. Represent the movement of the gears, whereas the oboe has the main melody. What's wrong? Twitch pooped out. I've got no problem on my end. Weird. I don't know. Some days it just doesn't want to work. Yeah, this is lovely. I mean, it does have a melancholic twinge to it in that upper piano, obviously in the very upper part of that. But then too, what I find is really a place that is Mechanical Kingdom is a place that's forced to work. There's a cyclical pattern in this that is constant. And Shimomura, I think, based on my experiences with her work in Kingdom Hearts, and to a lesser extent Final Fantasy 15, there is this constant sense of motivic writing that is very short and truncated. So it's like a 30-ish second motivic idea that kind of loops, does some expansion of itself, but generally speaking, it's a pretty tight emotional, a pretty tight motivic experience. I think the intent behind that is to get us to lock into a state and feel that state over an extended period of time, whether it be 3 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 25 seconds, 25 minutes, whatever. So the scope of that, the intention of having the motif be the main front and center focus over a period of time is, I think, really effective. But it does feel like a sad place. It feels like a gray place. It feels like a place that, has there's a lot of responsibility in this place. Of course, it's a kingdom, so that makes sense. But there's a heavy burden on this world, and everyone's just kind of churning about, if I make sense. To get a very subtle choir in the back. Yeah, it's very pretty, and I think that the lower piano too does a great job of adding that emphasis to that to make it feel like it's I'm so sorry about y'all. To make it feel very heavy, intense. I got up at 6, went to the gym. Radiant Historia, Phelps Son. Radiant Historia, Mechanical Kingdom. I'm sorry about Twitch. I don't know what's going on over there. Sometimes the internet just takes a giant fat dookie and there's just simply nothing I can do. Like when I push whatever button, yeah, that's definitely my fault. But otherwise, I don't know why it's doing that dumb stuff. Give me 2 seconds. Da-dee-da-do. Okay. All right, Rhythm Tengoku. Remix number 5, Wish Kimi o Mantenakute. Feels good to get another Rhythm Heaven after 11 years. The song is from the very first Rhythm Heaven game that was only released in Japan. What's hilarious is that you also linked all of this to the song. Game Boy Advance. Even when on weaker hardware, they impressively managed to cheese great songs with lyrics onto this little guy. I unfortunately couldn't find any video that translated the lyrics, so if you want to just casually rock out, then by all means. The main link is the full uncompressed version from the game's soundtrack release if you want to hear what it sounds like in-game. Here's the link. It lasts 2 minutes and 4 seconds. Both links take under 6 minutes. Sure. That's why. Okay, so let's do it. Rhythm Tengoku. Tengoku is obviously heaven. I've learned something new today. What? This anime opening is in Rhythm Heaven on the Game Boy Advance? Yeah, I mean, I don't have a ton to say about the actual, like, I mean, the singing is really, really, really good. But it's also interesting because, so it's in a pop. Okay, so let's talk about vocal technique. So it's in a pop. Do we call this pop? I mean, we can call this pop for the sake of argument. So it's in a pop song. But vocally, and it does this thing that I hear a lot, mostly from female singers in anime openings from the 90s, more specifically. where there's very clearly a lot of vibrato or vibrato usage that's very healthy, and it's its own thing. So what I find interesting is that, having spent a ton of time at this point listening to Stand Proud and Bloody Stream, and how and even JoJo opening 1, all that to say, I mean, everyone approaches these kinds of songs in their own way. But this is a really interesting style to me. This is so light, very warm. There's a brightness in the sound, and there's vibrato, and I find that very, very, very curious, because it's also pop and it's a pretty fast rhythm. And that schedule's super wrong, Triada. Marco streams every day if possible. Well, so I suppose Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, no, I don't do that. I stream Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. No, I actually, you know what? No, that is accurate. I stream Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday every week. So I find this singing style particularly interesting as a person who has, predominantly in my life sung opera. Now I've sung in acapella stuff. I've had solos and acapella stuff where you have to pull back on the. I almost always start streaming at 10 a.m. Eastern, Triada. I don't like to stream in the evenings, my time. So I like to stream because I like to spend time with my wife. But I almost always stream at 10 a.m. Eastern. But yeah, I don't know. I find the singing really charming, and I really like the vibrato. I'm in the USA. I mean, I would hope so. Yes. For better or for worse. See how there's vibrato at every end of the phrase? That's very interesting. So he goes, and the thing about Japanese singing is that it's all pretty vowel heavy, so it's actually not dissimilar to like Italian, which is kind of perplexing when we think of vocalic equality. A, e, I, o, u. There's nothing too crazy in Japanese that would make it like there's no sounds or or schwas. Those are called schwas. Or in French with the or the or the u, any of those, which is pretty interesting. But even that, I mean, it's a little nasal. It's a little pointed in the nose. But then too, when there's the emphasis there, you hear it with the percussion. They go dum 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 dum. There's a little bit of syncopation. All right, it sounds like a triplet. Excuse me. Triplet, maybe. But generally, it's actually pretty quiet. Yeah, and I think like I want to pivot over to the GBA because I want to hear what it sounds like in game. I mean, I think it's nice. You know, do I think that like that's like a piece that I ever want to listen to like in my free time? No, it's not. But being dramatic. But it's charming. But let me hear how this sounds in game. All right, wait, did they just compress the fuck out of it? Hold on. They did. Wow. Sorry, I'm trying to compare and contrast. One sec. Yeah. Wow. So I just found out what I've been doing a little bit more research on how they like were able to do things on some of these older or smaller sound chips. And it's genuinely pretty fucking amazing, actually. Like the miracle of being able to get music and compress the fuck out of it to fit it into a very, very, very tiny little sound card that only had like what, like, you know, I don't even know how many, like what, I can't remember how many bits of space that certainly the GBA. But it's actually incredible how like this is probably how it sounded. And they were like, okay, well, how do we put this in the game? And they were like, hold my beer. Let me. All right, we made it fit. Like, what an amazing example to play for a non-gamer to show them what it's like to compress something and modify it to bring it to the point where you can literally fit it into this tiny little console. I mean, that is such a cool history lesson and also just incredibly fun to listen to. I mean, like, wow, that is so cool. And I thank you very much for bringing that today. Also, I have to hand out some, oops, I meant to do a different icon. Let me hand out some gold stars here to, gosh, to all of these. These four have all had gold stars. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Wow. Great job. Great job, class. You did good. You did good, chat. All right, Mr. Freaky, Blackrock Shooter the game. Pressure's on. BRS the game. The title screen music for this PSP game I used to play 10 years ago. I wanted to suggest this because I've seen many weird oddball tracks put on the list from games I've never heard of and wanted to join in on the fun. My time to put extremely niche unknown OST on the list from a game probably no one played or knows about. Smiley face, smiley face. Are we trying to get stars? No, but I mean, like, I highlight tracks that I find interesting or that I would want to re-listen to or share with a non-gamer for my own sake. So like when we go to the master list, for example, here, let me bring it up. So when I go to my master list, which I think is up to date. Oops, hold on, let me do it this way. When I bring up the, basically I am judging you, correct? There's no other way around it. That is definitely what's happening. I'm absolutely judging your taste. Where's the master list? I have it pinned here. Hold on. Oh yeah, Patreon archive. So if you look here, I mean, you can screenshot it. It's not that exciting. If you screenshot it, you can see here how we have the master. Where the fuck is my mouse? Here. And so I'll skim through this. And I'll grab, sometimes I'll listen to the highlights because those are songs that I would want to share with a non-gamer or that I liked myself. And happy Friday! And, what? Control to highlight my mouse? Well, that doesn't work. So this is what I do, and this is why I highlight. So the highlights are for me. How big is this list now? Boh. All right, the unlistened to legacy suggestions. Pretend those aren't there. So we've got 2,600. Well, really, we've got. I should probably listen to these at some point, chat. Good luck when. 2,700 tracks. That's it? I would have thought it'd be more. Is this accurate? No, this is... No, actually, this isn't accurate. This is from March. This has to be populated. And by this, that should be up to me, really, because it's my fucking channel. So actually, this is inaccurate. This is from March. Which means we have April, May, June, July. Anyway. So that's that list. So, boop. Crazy. Okay. I don't know how to fucking use spreadsheets. All right, Black Rock Shooter, the game. Oops, I closed the song on accident. Yeah, it's a short piece, but I'll stop a couple times and just say that I think what's really beautiful about this, you know, do I think that this track is necessarily like a track that people are gonna like attach themselves to? Well, you did, Mr. Freaky, but like, is it a piece that's necessarily melodic? No. I think it serves a great purpose from an ambient perspective. I think that it is a very interesting atmospheric piece that makes you feel like you're in some sort of a space station, or there's some sort of a, I don't know. To me, it feels like there's either like it's either a revelatory experience. I'm just teasing you, of course. There's a revelatory experience that comes with it, but also the music does a great job of putting you in a situation where you have to move towards a goal, or I really feel like this is like walking music, which is weird. I know this is you said it was the main theme. Title screen. Interesting. Okay, hold on. Well, I think there's some really interesting push and pull here, because we have the pull, right? And then you have the dum bum bim bam dum ding da rong dum ding dong, and you have the and so there's it's clearly the song is indicative of tension, right? Now it feels in a way it's ethereal. It makes us feel like it's otherworldly. It feels like it feels like an isekai almost, like where we're placed in a situation where we're stuck in a space, and we have to kind of like put together the pieces of the puzzle. It's fun. It's super atmospheric. The sparkles are cool because the sparkles feel like it's space. and it feels like it's in a different, like a dimension that we're used to. Nice. That's very atmospheric. It feels like you know what it feels like? It feels like you're launching towards something. You're like taking action. And like this is the beginning of a whole new chapter. You know what I mean? Like it feels like, yes, it's the main menu, but it also feels like, or actually it's stillness in motion. So even though things are kind of like reverberating and you're kind of free floating, you're also there's like an energy within stillness. I like that. I mean, you know, that's actually a pretty cool atmospheric piece. I like that piece. Anyway, that's fun. All right. Thank you for sharing it. Let's go to Fire Emblem Fates. Prelude Ablaze, a battle theme. All right, give me 2 seconds. All right, Fire Emblem Fates. That's interesting. Listen how it starts. It's like a railroad track. And then, oddly, so you actually get, it's, to me, I don't know if that's actually mixed meter or not, because I don't have the score in front of me, and also like I'm just going by feel. But it's interesting because we have one and then we have so they're going like this, which is kind of interesting. Let me rewind 2 seconds because I heard something really interesting in this area. Yeah, so I like how here, this is what I wanted to point out. So I like how here we pivot from the kind of constant percussion to, and the railroading of like sounding like a train. What the fuck, did I just get beard in my hair? Yeah. And we, excuse me. We move away from into this snare that's holding the fort, essentially holding the ground. Bum 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 bum. And you know, in truth, that's all sort of heroic. So it's interesting because it's a fight theme prelude, so the beginning before something, and it just has gumption. You know what I mean? It has power behind it. It has strength. It has and has confidence in it really throughout. I mean, I don't think, to me, it feels a little bit one-dimensional because, not because it is, but because we're not necessarily pivoting away from this feeling of like march forward. It's much less about dire straits and more about like, yo, we got this, just focus up. You know what I mean? But then this is interesting because then it pivots because then we have a new idea. Even though we retain the same sort of like, you know, we're still in the parentheses of action. We actually pivot into this timpani format. Yeah, there's the... And I think this little cascade down, be-da-da-dum, be-da-da-dum, that has a little bit of tension in it, of course. But that's more like, oh, are we sure? Are we sure? Yeah, you know what? Yeah, no, we're fine. You know what I mean? Ba-ba-ba. And I wonder to myself, too, like, why are we changing the brass instruments here? Are we changing the brass simply because... it's interesting? Or is it because, oh, it plays during Awakening's first map? Ah, the one as you meet Robin? Or the one right after Robin, where he's like, oh my god, Robin. Where Crom is like, oh, Robin, you woke up here. Let me help you. And then the healer girl comes in and she goes, I'll help you. And then... that first corner of Awakening. I've gotten as far as the ice area, the very first ice area. Right after Robin wakes up and Crom is like, this is a terrible place to take a nap. Yes. Yeah. So like, yeah, okay. I know what you're talking about. Kind of. But yeah, so it's like, yo, let's go. We got to wake up. You know what I mean? Crom is a badass. He's tough. You know, he's not worried about danger. And this is an interesting rhythm too, because again, we pull in from the bottom of the bass. See how we climb up from the lower trombones? Lisa died in my playthrough? How would you know that? I would never have shared if I had the shame of losing a player. She didn't die. The healer? She's fine. She came right back. If she died, I can't remember. I'd have to pull out my cartridge and check. But I actually like this momentum. Be-da, da-da-da, be-dun, da-da-da, be-dun, da-da-da, be-dun, da-da. That's fun. That's very fun. Okay, that was the loop there of that. I mentioned it. That's another one I've started and stopped multiple times. All right, and then the last of the analysis tracks will be Persona 5 Royal. Arc. Yellow aura. A sudden turn of events. Bram, boom, bidara, boom, da 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 da. Probably. Called it. No, I had no idea. So I think there's a really nice and warm juxtaposition there. So you have the really intense rhythm of the guitar and the percussion, right, and the drum set. On top of that, you have the bum ba bum ba ba da 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 di bum boo da ba di da di. And so when I hear that, my thought process is that is softness, you know, that is desire for goodness, desire for change, desire for, you know, I don't know, there's like optimism in that, but it's coupled with this inherent tension that is sort of bubbling under the surface and causing tension, right? Which is an interesting clash. And then here, right where I stopped, there's this excellent lower bass. You see also too how it's there's a little bit of twist. There's a little bit of that press that we get with the guitar that I think is really evocative as well, because that's inherent tension. Like it almost feels like it's out of place, like the chord is like twisted, right? And then notice here, right? Like that's a natural sort of like, I would say a natural tool to build tension into it directly. But also, I'll take it a step further and also say that there's a lot of attitude in the piece where there's an inherent feeling of like, shut up. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to listen to you. I'm not going to let you control this. I'm not going to let you take this from me. Like, I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? There's confidence in it. See how it distorts? Chat, hold on one tiny second. I think, yeah, there's a package for me downstairs from Warframe. Okay. So, Digital Extreme sent me a package. I want to see what this is. I think it's because I think it's about TennoCon or related to TennoCon. Has Marco ever listened to I Believe? I don't know. Let's see. What did they send? I believe I can fly. Whoa, what the fuck is this? Oh, it's a little... Oh, the shit I couldn't have when I... Okay, so... Let's see. What's this? They're so nice. I believe I can touch the sky. Think about it every night and day. So they sent a little goodie bag from TennoCon 2026 since I couldn't go. Oh, there's trading cards? Ooh. You want to crack packs with me? Let's crack a pack, chat. So here's... Alright, let's fucking... What's up, Cook? There you go. Spread my wings and fly away. I believe I can fly. Is that R. Kelly? All right. I'll start from the top. We got ourselves a ammo drum. Less than exciting. Warm coat. Vitality. Oh. Vitality. Are these just mods? Weeping Wounds. Strength. Stretch. I think these are just mods. Imagine if they made a TCG. There's some green in that. Serration? I wonder if these are random, by the way. Is that a hollow? Ooh, it's a hollow. Hollow point. And that's why it's holographic, maybe? Ooh, another one. Flow. Can't see it because of the... That's so funny. And then last but not least, ooh, Primed Fury. That's beautiful. It's like a green. You played Destiny instead of Warframe? Well, you can always pop into Warframe. Now, these are beautiful little ammo. So these are mods. So these are mod slots that you put into the frame to make them more powerful. That's very nice. You didn't realize I was in front of a green screen? All right, and then the big gift. Is something. Tao is in sight. We're so excited to welcome you to your 11th TennoCon and our second ever Tenno concert. We can't wait to show you what's in store. Please accept these gifts as a token of gratitude. So it's a deck of cards. A deck of cards featuring Tao. Some very nice stickers. Absolute Cinema. A Haro Chasis piece. Albrecht and Trotty. The Lotus. But funny enough, what they've sent me here is a beautiful Soulframe blanket that I already own. You've seen this. You've seen this when I don't have my green screen on my couch back behind me. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful blanket that I may just do a giveaway and give this to someone in the community. But I'll have to see about that, because that would involve shipping from somewhere. That's very nice. What a very thoughtful gift. So I think they gave that out to creators for Warframe. Got to go to TennoCon next year. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to. That was very beautiful and very thoughtful. I need to set up a PO box, but I need to set up a PO box from like 1,000 miles away so that it's unclear where I actually am. I need to set a PO box like, wait, can you do that? Can you make a PO box in like Alaska? I don't live in Alaska, even though you don't live there, and ship from a different location with the PO box in Alaska? Well, that seems silly, doesn't it? Because then what if you have an item in that PO box? I live in Iowa. It's true. I mean, if you can, I'm gonna do some research, because maybe I will open a PO box, just not anywhere near where I live. It's probably impractical, even though it's technically possible. I'll do some research. Anyway, sorry about that. The dogs were going off, so I figured I would go and grab that. I know you live in the city of Italy. If you open a company there, you could open a PO box. Well, I really, Marco Meatball should be an LLC to begin with. I'm in the process of making Marco Meatball an LLC, but I do have ties to the VTuber community. I will ask them. Thank you. Which do you prefer to listen to music? Cassette, CD, or vinyl? I think vinyl these days has a nice touch to it. I'm assuming Marco was mentioning people sending things to him and P.O. Box is a suggestion to avoid... Yeah, I would definitely want to do a P.O. Box. I don't want to dox myself. No such thing as impractical. Yes, I agree. All right, let's finish up Persona 5 here, Arc. Cool. I think my opinion on... I don't know why I don't like acid jazz. I haven't figured it out. I also feel like I'm in a position where I don't need to like everything, but I'm in this position where I feel like it's important for me to be able to actively listen to something even if I don't like it. But I can say I don't like it. But anyway, I've sort of changed a bit on some tracks of Persona the more I listen to them again. You don't need to, but I will still judge you for it. Well, that's your role, isn't it? To judge. Technically, it is called acid jazz, I suppose. It's a fusion of funk and jazz, based on my understanding. Yeah. All right. So now we are moving on to the second part of the stream where we just vibe out and listen to music. And for those of you that maybe haven't been here before, this is a more passive experience. So feel free to just pop in and listen. Treat it like a radio show. You like jazz? Yeah, I like jazz in general. 1000%. It's just acid jazz. I don't know why specifically acid jazz and funk. I think it's because I don't know why. I really don't. Oh, housekeeping. I'm gonna go ahead and you know what? I'll do it right now. Let's pop over to the next song. I will be uploading a drive. I'm gonna send this over to Redcar, who's gonna help me out with this. But I'm gonna send over a list. This will probably be Patreon specific, just for the heads up for folks, but a list of anime that should be watched by yours truly. I will send this over and we'll get this cooking. It may be a Discord wide anime sheet. So if you're not a part of the Discord and you want to be a part of the Discord, now is the time to be a part of the Discord. ! Discord. If you want the latest, where's Gate? What does that mean? Oh, Steins Gate? It'll just be JJK, One Piece, Carol and Tuesday. What is Gate? Gate is an anime? If Ivy's recommending it, I'm sure it's absolutely esoteric and terrible. Just kidding, Ivy. The Traveler and His Oath from Honkai Star Rail. Luocha's theme, the sussy coffin wielding merchant. I love Luocha. It was Japanese military propaganda. See, now we get into the era of Honkai Star Rail where the music actually is interesting and becomes worth listening to. Because this is in the Shuang Fang... no, that's... Sorry, that's... well, anyways. The the second area, if I recall. This is actually interesting. Yeah, the good era. Not 1.0. This is 1.2. Zhensho, yeah, that's right. Like, it still feels a little random. I mean, there's stuff on the screen happening, like, you know, battle and stuff. But we start to develop a bit. I heard that in the, well, I don't want to spoil it for anybody. Never mind. I keep up with Honkai Star Rail like news just because I don't dislike Honkai Star Rail, but I also don't intend to play it ever again, even though I liked it. You know, Tsumi, I want to play the Omyoji just because I know that you really like Omyoji and I'd like to hear some new Omyoji, but with the way that copyright is... Oh, I heard you like opera? Okay, Spyro 2, sorry, Ripto's Arena. Let's do that. Marco, am I in any way related to Marco Rossi from Metal Slug? Ironically, I actually play Marco Rossi in Metal Slug Awakening, the gacha version of Metal Slug, which I don't even think it exists anymore. Does Metal Slug Awakening still exist? Hey, it has a 4.5. It has a 4.5 on Android, the Google's Play Store. I was the lead role in that. I had thousands of lines of dialogue. Well, thousands? Hundreds. It was very consistent work for a little while. But I heard it was a grind fest and basically pay to win and, you know, the usual shit that really makes things suck, unfortunately. Metal Slug Awakening. Oh, yeah, I forgot it was on Steam, too. Oh, mostly negative. Good. Okay, great. So, no, it's not. It's not doing well. Season 2. Okay, so they haven't updated the trailer since 2 years ago. Mostly negative. A great... The project was fun. Metal Bug. Asleep... is simply not worth it. Cannot even log in. A fun action platformer and the first true Metal Slug game in many years. Lack of customer support with issues. Ongoing price increase they want you to spend to keep up with all the new characters. Apparently can't even log into the game. Trash developers. Copy paste from the Chinese version. I won't even comment on the art style. Great, okay. Not a good game. Not a good game. 2,898 hours on record. What? That's insane. This is complete shit game. It's pay to play or lose huge amounts of time, weeks, even months to play without pay. A story that you can play for a day max. Totally not recommended. This game is fun and well made. So fun. Anyway, so I was a part of this project. Yeah, so all the typical bullshit that you would hate. But anyway, I was the lead in that, so that was really fun. I enjoyed that. But yeah, no, so I'm not related to Marco Rossi, but I did play him. So that's cool. All right, Spyro 2. This is Ripto's Rage. Ripto's Arena. I did not know this existed. That's crazy. Why does it sound both good and bad? Bro, this is crazy. Why is this so disjointed? It has a Western sound, like a rodeo, Ripto's Arena. I can't say. Oh. I can't say that was good, nor enjoyable. But that would be interesting. Yeah, I don't like that one at all. I'm sorry, Itsumi. Should have listened to the Onmyoji. You tricked me. That said, do I even want to play that for someone who's on the opera industry? No. Maybe? No. No, I don't. No, I don't think that would make a good impression. That was thank you, Tsumi. That certainly was a hodgepodge. Not in a bad way per se. I appreciate the effort, but it was intense. It was overwhelming. Theme of E102 Theta, let's say. I don't know what the Y, minuscule Y is. Sonic Adventure, the theme of an unsung antihero, and the saddest techno mix that has graced my ears. Perfect. Sonic Adventure is still on my list. Hey Nimbus, what's up? Hey Timmy, what's up? This is very interesting. Oh, the new Tao music is amazing, yeah. You're right. It's definitely sad techno, isn't it? What's the app registry, Ash? You suggested it partly as a joke. Well, joke landed. Hey Diggly, hey Leo. Bro. Now you're pulling shits and giggles. Mug, give me a second. You sent me like 15 paragraphs. Yeah, that's a fun little ditty, isn't it? It is sad techno. It's very peaceful. I would put that on while I was doing work. Why did Gamma not get what they deserved? Poor Gamma. Poor Gamma. You can share any song you damn well please, and I'll sit here and I will listen to it. Was Gamma the water guy from the first Sonic that you fight in the first level? I've only played the first part. I want to play it. No? Alright, then I don't know who Gamma is. The Sonic Adventures hold up, chat? No? Oh, fuck. Well, that's Chaos. Chaos! Chaos is the water guy? Alright. Good to know. Sensible Soccer 2006. Goal-scoring superstar hero. I didn't actually think I'd be sharing this song this year, but after... oh, AFK, here you are. Oh, by the way, AFK, for what it's worth, all patrons that are Johnny Skiki, the anime tier and up, can share anime music on the Patreon. So I'm sorry that wasn't clear, but you can share everything and anything you want, so long as it's one song from I thought it was clear, but yes, all patrons Skiki tier and up can share songs for the anime stream that happens once a month. So the Sonic Adventure OST holds up incredibly well. The game itself is debatable. Mug, I'll come over there and fight you. Can turn dot yes, any from the Skiki to the $10 tier and up. It's always been open. It's always been open. I'm sorry it wasn't clear. That's my fault. My bad. I did you dirty. So see you on the next one. No, I'm sorry, Timmy. No. Unfortunately not. I didn't actually think I'd be sharing this song this year, but after finding out that the football, if you prefer, World Cup is happening now, or well, it was, and the US of A is one of its hosts, I figured I got the best excuse to share this 20-year-old tune now. While this theme originated with The Sensible World of Soccer, 96-97, this later version is of my opinion, the magnum opus of the series and was the last song and or game soundtrack the late Richard Joseph worked on. The video itself is behind-the-scenes footage of the song's recording session featuring returning vocalist Jackie Reed and lyricist John Hare. To relieve any confusion, while the franchise had soccer in its name, it's definitely based on FIFA, considering Sensible Software was British. Did I say that to you? Why didn't you bring that up earlier to me? I'll play that right now. Just give me a second. We'll pivot back. I can't believe you wouldn't bring this up earlier. I'm devastated. Forgot to put a song in June, and you said I could put 2 in for this month. Well then, yeah. We'll circle back. We'll listen to Omyoji. It's fine. All right, let's check this out, and we'll watch the video too. Is Mug still here judging me? I'll fight you, Mug. Ole, ole. Oh, you brought it up in the Discord? I don't remember shit. And Freaky, I'll get back to you. No, for the anime list. Damn, this is actually great. Yeah, I forgot. This is... Alright, sing, sister. Which AC? Ace Combat? Armored Core? Assassin's Creed? Animal Crossings? Animal Crossing? Animal Crossing 3? Not a ton, Leo. I need to stream it in September. I can't believe the quality on this recording. Or on the,
And so this amazing match goes on and on. Here we are, stoppage time in extra time.
That's cool, the sample of the...
Nothing to choose between them. Looks like we're bound for penalties now unless someone can pull us something really special here.
Wow.
Anyway, here they go again, bringing the ball forward. If anyone can do it, this man can. He dropped his shoulder, turned his marker away on the halfway line, and for another challenge. It's like the ball stuck to his feet. Just look at that. Oh, you see the keeper of his line. Looks like he's gonna curl it. Oh yes.
Because our hero. 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 You know what's really funny to me? So here she is. The lyrics are, "Go, you're a superstar hero." And that's what she got paid to do that ad nauseum for like probably an hour, I would say, a half hour maybe. Sick gig. See, they're laughing and having fun. And what I find really interesting is that, like, you know, this is, see you later, Mello. This is like this is her life. Like, this is their life. They put this together. We had never heard this ever, but that doesn't take away from the fact that they were in the booth and they made this song, and you know, we're producing this product essentially. And you know, I find that really interesting. Like, Sensible Soccer 2006. Never heard it, never played it, never thought about it. And like, she got paid to sing, you know? And I think that's pretty cool. Like, I think it's such an amazing thing that like this is a corner of the video game world that we really don't always give credence to or give like respect to. And I think that that's really interesting. Because like they were doing a whole thing. They wanted to do something in a game that was good, you know? And I think that that's really fun. Yeah, I don't know. I think about that a lot. Like even, you know, we were joking about Metal Slug Awakening. Like, no one's taking away. Do I think it's a good game? No. Do I think that it's pretty cool that I got to record like hundreds of lines for a video game? Yeah. You know, in 50 years, will I give a shit about that? No. But will I still think it's pretty dope that I like that game? No. Well, is it still pretty cool that I got to do that? Yeah. It's part of the tapestry of life, right? And I think that's really fun. I think sometimes we forget that like we're the sum of many parts, you know, not just one thing. And I think like for me, I bring that up because like when I was thinking about my opera background, and like all I ever did was sing opera, focus on opera, think about opera, you know, learn opera, study scores, do this, do that, you know. And my life is a lot more rich now, even though it has ups and downs and its own struggles and stuff. But like, I don't know. I think that's really interesting. All right, let's go back up to On Myoji because I owe Tsumi an extra song. So this is Blankness from On Myoji. Oh, I know there's a video. Don't worry. It's gorgeous. It's such an amazing like, it feels like coming of age and like acceptance and like figuring out like pieces of a puzzle, you know? It's also kind of confident. Visuals are amazing. Oh, beautiful strings here. I love the emphasis. It's still subtle. Whoa. I'm telling you, these these Chinese companies are crazy. Like the amount of effort they put into producing high quality audio visual experiences for things that like a lot of people won't even see is crazy, frankly. Really, really, really like that. I thought it was so. I like that it was melancholic, but also like it felt like it was constantly wanting to rise up and like find its way and find its footing, and the vocals were pulled back, but there was still like presence in the frontal part of the face, and so it was airy, but it also was forward. It was really, really nice. It was beautiful. All right, let's go. Grand Blue Fantasy versus. What the fuck is up? I really, really like this game. Unfortunately, I think that the audience for it is pretty small. Like the online section of Grand Blue Fantasy versus is pretty small. So I decided I was playing with as 2B and I was learning 2B, and I was really enjoying it. But then I decided I think I'm gonna play Guilty Gear because I know that there's a shit ton of people that play Guilty Gear and like a very ravenous fan base. And so I put down Grand Blue Fantasy Versus and pivoted over to GGS, which I'm enjoying so much. I'm almost to bronze. It's been really fun. It's actually been really, really cool to. I played my 60 hours of Street Fighter 6, which I really liked, but I actually found that Street Fighter 6 is a little bit too self-serious, even though it just requires a different thought process. And also like I think that the characters of Guilty Gear Strive are really fun. I think my natural aesthetic is much more leaned towards Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, but I've got Slayer and a bunch of other characters in GGS that I really like, so I think I'm happy where I am. And also what I'm really enjoying about it is that it's not for me to like try to be the best. Like yesterday I like slipped down to whatever's below bronze, like rank number 2, and then I pushed back into rank number 3, and I've had some really incredible matches, just like heart pounding, like I'm just on the edge of my seat, and it's been really fun to. The last time I really loved a fighting game was probably Injustice 2 when I played a shit ton of Red Hood. And I loved Injustice 2. Like I used to play it a lot. A lot, like 1,000 hours, no, but like at least 100. So I'm hoping that Guilty Gear Strive sticks. I'm really excited for Avatar. I'm really excited for Tokon. That I'm really hyped about. I could see Tokon becoming like a mainstay fighting game for me that I play on rotation, along with Guilty Gear. But it's hard. I love Slayer so much. I think he's so fucking cool. I want to look like Slayer, but bald. So, Veggie, you just keep popping in, don't you? Have I tried Under Night in Birth? It's funny you say that because I literally just started. I was playing around with it yesterday. Soundtrack is fucking banging in Under Night in Birth. I didn't realize it was so good. I'm excited for Avatar, but I know I'm going to get my absolute ass destroyed. But Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising is so fucking good. Freaky, was that song Japanese? No, but Onmyoji is from a Chinese game, I believe, game company. When's the GGS stream? Well, it was on Monday actually. Who was your main in Red Hood? Zuko looks fun, yeah. Avatar is going to be a cruel joke on new people to the fighting. Yeah, I've read it's going to be a fucking disaster, but I'm excited to try it out. I played a lot of Tekken 7 when I used to fight with co-workers. Oh, it's my champion belt to take home when you left. Oh, that's awesome. It's so cool. Veggie, what you been doing? I gotta send you a DM and say hi. All right, so Lucky Happy Vicky, a bubbly earworm for the meme character of the roster. Oh God, is this gonna be? Jesus Christ. It is fun as fuck though. Morning Light Hit Miss is amazing. Is she actually a meme character? Have I seen the Odyssey? No, not yet. Next week. I'm hoping. Soundtrack is amazing. I'm not surprised. Is it Hans Zimmer again? Actually, no, hold on. She's fuck Faust. Oh, it's Ludwig Göransson. Oh yeah, I'm not surprised. I can't wait to see it. It'll be the first movie I see in a theater in several years. At first I kind of recoiled on that kuai sound, that very bright, playful, gentle, but you know, if you just let go and stop being a judgmental prick, like you actually discover like something that's really nice and warm and you know, I think I'm unfortunately I'm privy to a wide smattering of opinions on things, and like I know that there like a lot of people will hate this sound, and that's not me. I don't hate this at all. In fact, I find it quite charming. I mean, It's definitely not something I like actively paid attention to for the entire time, just because my brain just tuned it out after a little while. It was like, oh, please shut down. But that being said, like 2 minutes of that was incredibly enjoyable. Yes, Howie, the Weeb King is here. That said, just teasing. I really did like it quite a bit, and it was so pleasant. And I think like embracing this particular sound is worthwhile, because there's a lot of good stuff, and I think it's just nice. Like it doesn't need to be so like intense all the time. Good morning, Yoshi. Good morning for you. Good afternoon for me. Cotton candy as music, 1000%. And I think like owning that and embracing that and having fun is worth doing, you know. But it's crazy to me that there's people that would absolutely like revolt against this music, and that kind of makes me sad, because I don't think we should be quite so quick to. Now, is it jarring at first? Yeah, 1000%. But you know what? While I was listening to this, I was thinking about how if I could find time, what I would love to do is to do I don't know if I would do it in a podcast format or maybe a video format, like some sort of recurrent video or a recurrent like sort of write-up of like weekly finds, or monthly finds is probably better. But I like the idea of weekly finds, but then you actually have to find things every week of like tracks or, you know, I don't know, gaming experiences that I experienced that I thought were really fun or interesting or worth talking about, because there's so much stuff out there. I briefly tried to do that. I wonder if I shouldn't revisit it, because it's like there's stuff that I just would very much like to share, but there's no like necessarily a format that I can put it in. And some anime tracks. There's some, you know, today I was listening to Densha Attack at the gym. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Since when does YouTube... You know, I have no control over what YouTube does, but I know that YouTube has been has had... It's not like Twitch where I can control... I mean, I can control the, like... I think I can control the, like, pace of the ads or, like, how frequently, but even then I haven't touched it, so I have no idea what it does. It's not like on Twitch where you can, like... There's a sliding scale where I think we switched it on Twitch to, like, one ad every... 1:30... Yeah, it's a 3-minute ad every half hour, rather than what it was before, which was like multiple shorter ads over the span of 20 minutes. So it was a little bit, you had more, I forget what it was, but I adjusted it. In any case, it was really charming, Ivy. Thank you for that. It was very nice. I probably won't ever listen to it again, but it was really nice to listen to in the moment. Oh, you can still watch the streamer, even though the thing is... Okay. Oh, Pokemon Black and White. Right. So I actually... So I was thinking to myself... You know what I was thinking last night? I actually think this would be a very fun video, is I desperately want to find a Pokemon game to call my own. Truly. I think Pokemon... For all the like baggage that comes with Pokemon and all this other bullshit... Pokemon is a series that I wish I could find that was mine. And I don't know which one of these is that. It's not Pal World, I'll tell you that much, because I don't like survival crafting. Yeah, I know your joke, but that's funny. But it's not Pal World, because I don't like crafting at all. But I was thinking to myself, like, there's got to be a Pokemon game other than Pokemon Red. Which ones have I tried? A lot of them. My boyfriend and I go walking every night for 3 months now playing Pokemon Go. Oh, that's cute. I should probably download Pokemon Go again on my walks. Oh, Cassette Beasts. I was briefly playing Emerald. I mean, I kind of like all of them, but I never commit to any of them. I will say that Pokemon Black and White, and I was telling Ron, True Green 7, because we filmed a video last week, and I was telling him that I own the cartridges for Pokemon Black and White and Pokemon Black and White 2. And I was telling Ron that I felt like Pokemon Black and White was going to be the one that that I most was pulled to, or that's the one I'm most intrigued by. Yeah, and I have Sword, and I have Sword. No, I have Shield, excuse me, and I have Black and White is your favorite. I'm looking forward to Winds and Waves and a new beginning for Pokemon as well. I also, since I have the Switch to Scarlet and Violet, I do have that, and it crosses my mind. But honestly, like the Pokemon that like you like ride or fly are so fucking ugly that like sorry. They are though. Come on now. Pokemon, those fucking Pokemon are so ugly. You can't tell me that these fucking mythical Pokemon are even remotely cute or interesting. Legends Arceus. I have dabbled in that one, but I put it down. Pokemon Violet, Scarlet. Winds and Waves is inspired by I didn't realize it was inspired by look how fucking ugly this Pokemon is. This one's, well, my head's in the way, but this one's way nicer. Violet's way nicer. In fact, I should rebuy this and just fucking buy Violet, because I don't, look how fucking ugly this guy is. You can't be serious. You don't think this Pokemon's cool. Which one's Kyrodon? This one? You think this guy's cool? I mean, I'm not judging you for liking them, obviously. But I look at him and I can't. I like this one, though. Kind of looks like a rebellious... Yeah, it kind of does look like a rebellious teenager. This one's a little bit more regal. Anyway, regardless, I mean, I'm not shitting on, you guys live your truth, but then too, like, I also think like Pokemon starters are such a huge part of this experience. Like, okay, I don't think that's not a starter, obviously, but like, this is the starter, this is the starter, and then see of these three, I'd probably pick. Aesthetically, I always gravitate towards Fire. You think it's charming? Hey, I'm not gonna knock it. I'm not gonna yuck your yum. I think this would probably be the one I would pick. Which generation has my favorite starter? Fuck if I know. Let's find out right now. Every Pokemon starter and their evolutions, spoilers. Every starter from Gen 1 to 10. All right, let's look. Let's assess. Let's assess. Oh, where's my camera? All right. Of these three, of course, it goes to Charmander. Always. Always. Then we go what? Here? Okay, so of these three, it goes to the fiery... whatever that is. Of these three, they're all fucking ugly. Hate them. Terrible. I wouldn't pick any of these. They're awful. I'd probably pick this one. Mudkip? Who's Mudkip? This one? This one? You like the chicken one? Chimchar? Oh, the fiery chip. I'd pick blue, Mudkip. Then for these guys, I would probably pick the turtle. I'd pick the turtle. Okay, this is Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I picked the pig. I think I would pick the pig. Looking at the evolutions would save some of these. Okay, we'll do that next. Since the next song is Pokemon Black and White. Then I think of these, fuck, I don't know. I'd pick this one. I'd pick this one. Although this one could be good. Okay, here we go. This is Sun and Moon. All right, so I would pick. I just hate that he turns into a fucking lion wrestler. So I kind of hate that evolution. So I think when I started Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, I picked this because this one I liked more. Okay, then here, this I always again I picked what's his name for fire or whatever his name is. But I think that the chimp is actually much more charming. Score bunny, yeah. And then for this, I think I would pick pick this only because I like fire, but this one's way better. And then for winds and waves, I'll definitely be picking there's no doubt I'll be picking the Pomeranian. Okay, but let's look at evolutions. This is important. Where is Bull Mudkip? What a funny name. Every Pokemon starter evolution line. Let's see. Okay. Hopefully I'm an adult. I'm not a child. Oh, here we go. All right. Protect your eyes. Okay. So Bulbasaur. All right. We already know Charmander's the GOAT. Charmander turns. I mean, Venusaur and Blastoise. I mean, Gen 1 is great. Kanto is great. Johto. Okay, wait. See, like, why does this guy turn into a giant ferret? I guess in this case I would have to pick Meganium, because Meganium at least looks cool. Like I don't want Typhlosion, and this guy just looks like a bully. For alligator, I can't do it. I can't do this. And that model, they don't have his fire main. Oh, he has a main. Oh, okay, never mind. All right, never mind. Saved. All right, thank you. All right. Hoenn starter Pokemon? See, like, what the fuck? I think this looks horrible. Sorry, and I'm not trying to start shit. I know the Pokemon fan base is going to come after me, but I'm coming to you as a non-Pokemon fan who wants to be a Pokemon fan. So I'm just trying to, I'm sharing my woes with you. I can't do it. I can't do it. All of these I can't do. These don't do it for me. I guess I would pick Sceptile or Swampert. Why do they name him that? Okay. I mean, I guess. But maybe if I played, I would get attached, you know? Okay, Sinnoh. All right, I mean, I suppose all of these... Torterra is fucking amazing. And Fernape is pretty cool, so I'm not gonna knock that. And frankly, I think Sinnoh is actually pretty solid. Empoleon is great. Torterra is great. I'd probably gravitate towards Torterra. But honestly, all three of these are pretty solid. So I would be okay with all three. Unova. Okay, so Unova is interesting to me because Serperior is gorgeous. Emboar, I mean, I could take it. And Samura is actually gorgeous as well. Serperior is fire. Oh, you mean fire like cool looking. Okay, I thought you meant like, no, he's not fire. He's grass. I would take these two, but I'll take all three. I'll take all three. Kalos region is interesting. So, Greninja. Greninja is one of the starters. So, in my mind, Greninja is probably the best. Delphox, well, I guess this makes sense. So, like a nice skirt. Chestnut, I can't do, though. I can't do Chestnut. I can't do it. But I like Greninja, of course. Icon. All right, and then why is there only Alola? Okay, and then this one's interesting, too, because Primarina turns into a ballerina. Decidueye is pretty cool, and I like Ghost is probably Ghost and Dark are my favorite, and Fire are my favorite elements. Kalos has its base on RPG's tropes, Paladin, Mage, and Rogue. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I don't think Incineroar I'm just not crazy about. I'm not into that design at all. But these two I could do. Gen 9. What generation is this? Wait, we're missing one. What's it? Marco likes dark and ghost type Pokemon. How do you know? How do you know this about me? All right, so Sprigatito turns into Meowscarada. Let me look at this. Why is it so small? Meowscarada. Okay. All right. I fuck with that. Meowscarada. Fuecoco turns into Skeledirge. Skeledirge? Oh shit. Oh my god. Okay, it looks like it's like an alligator. It looks like a Power Ranger. Okay, and then Quaxley turns into Quaquaval. I mean, okay, I actually don't hate all three. I kind of, all right. I'll probably take these two. Skeledirge is probably my favorite. Okay. It's Falco. Anyway, let's go over to Pokemon Black and White. But anyway, so in terms of trying to find a Pokemon game that you really connect with, I feel like, I mean, what do you guys tell me? Do you feel like starters are a pretty important part of the Pokemon experience? I feel like they're like a fundamental part for me, for my perspective. Super early morning from good morning from the land of the hobbits. Enjoy your lurk in bed. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Anyways, this song reminds me partially of Zelda and Chrono Trigger. Oh, do you guys like Chrono Cross, by the way? It's on sale for like $7 right now. I don't really understand the stamina system and like you gotta like trap magic. That seems kind of annoying, but like, do you think it's a good game worth experiencing? For those of you that have played, it's okay. I mean, I'm not comparing it directly to Chrono Trigger, of course, but as an entity, as a JRPG. This song reminds me, okay, so... It's as good as Wild Arms? Isn't Wild Arms good? It's very different. You were confused by it. Well, I mean, for $7, I mean, I feel like I should probably at least try it. I'm sat waiting for FedEx to show up with the last Pokemon TCG set to open, so this conversation... You picked up Pokemon Black? The Pokemon Black set? That you paid a pretty penny, didn't you? Chrono Cross was cool, amazing music, the battle system takes a bit to get used to, a little bit more strategy. Pitch Black. Ooh! Ooh! Pitch Black. Ooh! I'm amazed you even found some. It does have an anime intro, it's true. You know what I've got down here? I've got Pokemon TCG Live. It's a nice change of pace from Magic the Gathering. Cool. Noted. Your latest non-gamer episode was phenomenal. Super insightful conversation. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy that people resonate so much with the non-gamer episodes. They're far and away the most popular stuff on the channel, and I love doing them. And it seems like doing them weekly has not slowed them down, which is actually amazing. I think if anything, I think they've really stabilized. People really like them, so it's cool. Okay, I see, Yoshi. You got lucky with Pokemon Center pre-orders? Nice. Nice. Okay. You can't put your finger on it. Let's listen to it, Poison Zero. So this is Pokemon Black and White, Dragon Spiral Tower. I'm going to spend some time with Pokemon Black and White this weekend, I think. Yeah, I mean, I could see why you would compare it to Chrono Trigger because it's super dreamy, and then there's that middle section where it pivots and it gets a little bit harsh and sharp, and it sounds like coming to a realization or coming to an awakening, or this feeling of tension that's laden throughout it. It's almost like you're in an environment where you don't quite know what you're doing or what you're supposed to be doing, but you're going into it because it's like, well, this is what I have to do. This, this is a responsibility I have, and then in the same time, there is this feeling in that of kind of this like almost like this oppression, you know what I mean, or this tension or this sense of fear of like, well, what do we do? Like, how do we navigate this? I don't know. And then so it's a bit like a mysterious because it also feels like you're you're witnessing something very different and very very fresh, and there's a bit of fear, but there's also a bit of wonder, and it's really interesting. Do you think that if you recorded an episode and the response was negative from your guest that you'd release it? Yeah. Have you ever, I don't know if you've seen the Aaron episode, but he was completely negative on everything. In fact, I'm going to have him back. I got to email him to see if he'll come back next week to record. Actually, people get a little pissy, but frankly, I mean, it was great for views, but also, I think, it's which I don't love. I don't love when people get agitated. Most mean comments actually come from the non-gamer episodes, but also the most positive. It's kind of funny. But Aaron's episode and then the one with Costis, which was like the 4th or 5th episode I filmed. He was like, is this music for old people? Like, who listens to this? And I was like, God damn. Yeah. So there are some most of the time. Episodes are positive because most of the time singers it's for instance, most recently I just filmed an episode on Wednesday with Amy. She came back and she loved everything. She actually cried twice, which is pretty fucking awesome. And she didn't like Sirius, are you still here? She didn't like Holy Orders, which I actually heard for the first time, I think because of Sirius here on Non-Gamer, or on the Patreon stream. And I've been listening to Holy Orders obsessively at the gym, and I really like it. And so I wanted to play her Guilty Gear example because I think it's fun, and she didn't enjoy it at all. In fact, she said it was phoned in and sneak peek. Phoned in and sort of just like kind of like done like kind of haphazardly just to get it done. It was not very deep compared to the other tracks I played for. But and I was like, wait, what? And then I played her Ups and Downs, and she liked that much more because she likes the idea of dandyism and stuff. So have I ever heard the indie game Great Escape from Ever After? No, I have no idea what that is, Viper. But no, you don't feel obligated to join Patreon, but I mean, you certainly can if you want to support the channel and get the songs here, by all means. Chrono Cross doesn't even seem related to Trigger, but it's definitely worth playing. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, Xenogears is on my to-do list. Are they like on a playlist or episodically marked? How would I find the Aaron one out of curiosity? That's a great point. I'm sure Crost will love the fact that you can't find the episode because Crost has told me he doesn't like the titling. I see you, Crost. Yes, the Aaron one is well, they're all on a playlist. There's 50 episodes actually. We crossed 50 episodes, which is pretty cool. The Aaron they're actually in order of oldest, which I should change. But the Aaron episode is... Oh, this has not been updated in a while. What the fuck? Oops. I have to fix this. Oh, they're in a random order. That's why. Well, there you go. Got to fix that. There's a lot to do. Yeah, it has Opera Agent in the title. Hang on, I'll send it to you right here. Here you go. Relevant. You can watch that later if you want. But anyway, I have to go through this and make sure they're all in the right place. Oops. All right, let's press on, shall we? Yeah, I think oh no, let's listen. Continue. Uh-huh. Yeah, like clearly that part is very scary. It's interesting. Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. But it's a little bit curious too. Like there's a little inherent curiosity in the way that it's written, which is I think really fun. Will I show him the remaster version? No, you know what? So I've had a bit of an epiphany with Final Fantasy VI now that I've played it. And I actually am not sure that showing Final Fantasy VI's opera scene is necessarily that compelling is the word that came to mind first. And I say that not because I don't think the scene is wonderful, because of course I do. Like, wow, look, there's opera in this game. I mean, I think like that part is cool. Like there's an opera house and everything that happens at the opera is really neat. But what I find particularly interesting about it, and the reason why I would show it to somebody is because in the Pixel remaster, this is interesting. I don't know if the singer actually sounds good, or because really her singing is not operatic and nor is it trained. And I think that's the intention. I think that they wanted the listener in the remaster, the Pixel remaster, to hear Celis as a person who doesn't actually sing well because she's replacing Maria, right? So unfortunately, out of context, unless it's explained by me, which obviously it probably should be, it ends up sounding kind of bad. So I'm not sure that showcasing an example of someone who doesn't sing well, showing that is actually like good for like a first impression based on audio. So it would have to be like it would have to be an explanation. Now in context, that scene is actually really cool because she's just given the words. She's just given the words to say, and then you as a player have to help her make sure that the words that she's saying are right. And she doesn't sing particularly well. And hopefully that's actually like on purpose, because otherwise I'm like just throwing a shit ton of shade at the singer. But I don't think that the Pixel remaster is particularly good as compared to the original, which is a more mezzo-y tone, as it were, on the you know, on the piano and then the synth and all that for the voice line. So I think but I think contextually the whole scene, the whole thing is really interesting. I'm so glad I never have to see Ultros ever again, though. I don't know why people like Ultros so much. I thought Ultros was kind of annoying. I'm not gonna lie. Also, didn't get it. I don't get why Ultros is there all the time. What does Ultros even fucking want? He's just there. What is he there for? I didn't get it. He's like, oh, it's my last time here, and I was like, thank fuck. I'm so over it. This is the only part of the game I haven't liked is Ultros. Luna Lin is the clumsy older sister of Sultina. Sorry, not to throw shade at Ultros. They lived together until the Inquisition came for them. To protect her little sister, she willingly captured. The torture is so unbearable, she even regrets that she stood out for Sultina. You get rid of the pain and thought, she froze everything, including herself. To get rid of the thought. Oh. The Ice, the Japanese version. What's up, Bam? How you doing? You know, for an auto battler, I have to admit that the music that is related to this game is really, really cool. Hold on, pause. It's your birthday today? Oh, man. Happy birthday. Thank you for being such a long-time supporter. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, BamGM. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. How old are you now? Are you very old? Happy birthday, happy birthday. How old are You're welcome. This is Memento Mori. "32? Oh, little baby!" I was 32 once. I don't remember it. Wow, beautiful piano though, huh? And I love how it has that modern rhythm that's just... Da dee da da dee da. What the fuck is that? Da dee da dee da dee da dee da 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 da. Da 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 dee da. Dun da 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 dun da 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 da. Is that? No, that's Schubert 8 unfinished. Swan Lake, Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy. Buonasera, Swan Lake. Yes, you're right. You're right. Thank you. And also, if you shift the rhythm, it's actually the Schubert Unfinished Symphony Number 8 too. Ba. I never thought about this. Da ba da 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 ba da ba da 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 ba 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 boom ba da. That's crazy. I never realized. Is that true? I'll get a copyright claim, but I don't give a fuck. Hold on one second. Schubert Symphony Number 8 Unfinished is one of the coolest. I don't give a shit. Where is it? The final movement. Nope. First movement. I'm not a fairy. Nothing wrong with being a fairy. Marco's like a cute fairy? A fairy? I mean, of all the mythical things to be, Fairy is not one of them that came to mind. Sorry, hold on. Here we go. Anyway, sounds somewhat similar. Of all the mythical creature, a fairy king. Oh. I could be a scary fairy of old that steals people's names and trap them in eternal torment or some such. Yeah, that doesn't sound like me either. Ace Combat 6, you finished it, huh? That's awesome. Good. The Earl Kniech. Yeah, I could be an Earl Kniech, I guess, but the Earl Kniech is not nice. Mein Vater, il König verlor. Fire the Long Torns. So this is from Puppeteer, my favorite track for one of my favorite and criminally underrated 2D platformers. Puppeteer. That is charming. Dum da da zaga zaga da da. This is beautiful. Holy fuck. Puppeteer. I think this game was on Puppeteer game. Oh, it's on Steam. Wait, what? No, that's a different Puppeteer. The Puppeteer is the darkest game ever made, PS3. Side-scrolling. A boy changes to an animated puppet and immediately decapitated. Okay. Kutaro obtains various heads to replace his own, each enabling access to certain animations. If a Kutaro is damaged by an enemy or obstacle, he loses his head. Should the player not retrieve the head within a few seconds, it will disappear. Magical scissors, known as calibrus, cut through portions of the scenery. Wow, this is gorgeous. Wow, that's fucking beautiful and modern classical music, which is very cool. And you know, it's such a treat to hear stuff that is coming out. You know, I mean, okay, 6+ years ago or more, but being able to tap into this musical style that some feel is old or distant from our modern world. but actually is here now is always astounding to me and always something that makes me very happy. Helicopter! What's up, Attack Helicopter? Hey, Nigel, how are you? I'm well, thank you. I hope you're both doing well. But what a lovely, excellent, bouncy, fantastic little song. Definitely something I would love to share with non-gamers in the future. Just a beautiful little piece. Really nice. Stories of Countless Words from Honkai Impact 3rd. I know you know this one, what? I know you know this one and don't. Well, maybe Maybint or okay. All right, let's see. Which one's this one? I don't think I know this one, no. I like that. That's fun. God, that's slick. La, 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 la. Wow. Super short, super chill. What a fantastic little beat there, and I adore the vocals there. Very, very, very spicy, a little dangerous. Overall, like what a very nice and simple piece. I really like that. That's got a little bit. I love the attitude in that too. That's fun. Wow, really nice. Yeah, that's beautiful. I'm really stunned by the news today of this Bethesda setting up and launching announcing these remasters of Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, which is crazy. That's really exciting. And then of course it's cool to have Obsidian involved. I mean, I think a lot of the stuff that's happened in the game industry recently is really sucky, and it's great that at least like there's still a desire to make good things, and I'm optimistic for what's to come with these two remasters, and yeah, it's cool. Still thinking about that today. Okay, well, I think that'll do it for us for this week. It was a very busy week on my end. Next week will be a little bit more stream heavy. We'll be back. I would like to push through Kingdom Hearts next week in a big way. I'm very excited for. God, there's like other stuff happening. I'd like to try to pop in and start my Deltarune musical Let's Play next week. So that's on my to-do list, and just generally just keeping busy. So I would expect some fun interviews next week. Next week I'm interviewing Kitamura-san over from former FromSoft composer, of course, and the composer for Witch Hat Atelier and Sekiro and all that other stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. In terms of stuff specific to Patreon, I believe tomorrow I'll be probably blasting through what's changed. I think I'm ready to just start playing it. No interviews to be posted when they're ready. I just kind of am like, all right, let me get into it. Let me dive in. People seem eager to experience it too. So I figured my musical Let's Play of Undertale was really, really successful. And oh, you're welcome, Ash. And I felt like it was something that maybe it's the right time to start. At the very least, a Deltarune stream. Next week we'll be listening to Battle Block Theater soundtrack and V or something. I don't actually know what that is, but that'll be next Thursday. I'm trying to think what else is happening next week. More Kingdom Hearts 2, of course. Have I experienced any of the new Relink stuff? No, I've been having a hard time getting in there. I gotta be honest. I'm not finished with the end stuff of Grand Blue Fantasy itself, so I'm kind of annoyed. But because I don't really have time to stream it, because that would be fun and an easy way to play with viewers. Later today, we're going to find out what the future holds for Magic the Gathering for Universes Beyond, which genuinely, like, I think there was a rumor of some Zelda collab with Hasbro. Like, sign me up. Official MTG Zelda, if that's true, if that ends up being what it is, I'm excited as hell. Yeah, I'm very curious to see what they're cooking over there. I know that people have mixed feelings on Universes Beyond. I'm not crazy about the Star Trek shit. Here's the thing, you did post the money emojis there, Acadian. But you know what? I read something on Reddit today that it was like in 2016. No, in 2016, the revenue for MTG was like 6.1 something. I can't remember the details, but then when the Universes Beyond started, it pumped up to 36%. And the thing is, like, at the end of the day, if I'm an exec or a suit and I see a number go up in such a big way, Reddit's full of of folks complaining about Magic the Gathering, and I see complaints about how genuine complaint. I'm not saying that, I totally get it. When something feels like it's moving beyond your scope, I do get that. But at the same time, like, someone made a good point. They were like, bro, in universe, we've got spaceships and we've got cowboys and we've got, all sorts of different monsters and so on and so forth. It's not that dissimilar, except, sure, maybe the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is not exactly not exactly a great anyway, it's just funny. Hans Zimmer concert, I hope he's there. That sounds fun. And yeah, Bam, I think there's only 2 chapters left, so I feel like now is the time. And since the consensus is that under Deltarune will be good, now that you're like, halfway through, I'm okay with it. Yeah. Whoa. Anyway, yeah. I think I will call it there. Gonna try to level up in Guilty Gear and have a weekend. So I hope you guys stay really well, stay very safe, have a wonderful weekend. Thank you as always. And I'll talk to all of you very soon. Okay. Sorry about the sort of buffering stuff. I'll have to take a look at that this weekend and figure it out. So I thought I had everything set up, but clearly I didn't. So thanks for hanging out, and I will talk to you very soon.